full-figured potential. A fat girl's blues. Out of money, looking for a snack. Then I see little Debbie's face on a pack, smiling, enticing me, inviting me to have a taste. With haste, I race to the destruction of my waist. As the sugar sets in, so does the disgust I feel, wishing I had the power of will, or hoping someone would kill this gluttonous monster which rules my eyes, which is bigger than my stomach, so we fill my belly with pies and cakes, byproducts, additives, and other ish. It's hard for me to quit. Sweet, sour, quick hit. My diet includes fried everything, all kinds of pork. People asking if I've been visited by the stork. See, it's looked as a sin to be fat without children or a medical condition, so it leaves a girl fishing, looking for an excuse to stop the abuse I endure every day, in every way, through ridicule and personal shame, unwanted attention and fame from the group of young men who holler big draws. As I pass by, I start to cry. The wind dries my eye. But nothing can heal this scar left on my esteem. Praying this ordeal is a dream, better yet a nightmare, for it's too hard to bear this constant scare. As my reality, a complete disregard for humanity. Not seen as humane, more like insane or having no self-control. She can't even pass up a jelly roll. Not seen as beautiful, look at the folds and gut, the cellulite thighs and out of shape butt. Not seen as strong, she can't go long, she'll be down before the end of the song. My personal demons are hard by themselves, comparisons to pigs, elephants, and whales. You might look at me and see lazy and weak, giving no second thoughts that before you an angel may speak. You can't see the beauty besides the pretty face. You can't see the warmth of my heart, which provides a safe place or a home where not only love roams for myself and others where the light has not been shown. See, I realized I'm more than a body. I have a spirit and mind, which through divine knowledge told me it's about time for me to love who I am and decline those devils who try to steal my joy. I'm conquering my foes like the Battle of Troy, and with this same spirit, I'll make the world hear it. Love who you are. Be the best that you can be. Your spirit will soar. The whole world will see your strength, your beauty, and your heart. The ignorance of others won't pierce like a dart. Let those who worship aesthetics live a pathetic life. No substance, no feeling, self-afflicted strife. If they can't see the beauty of my soul, I know I'm beautiful in the eyes that God beholds. Now see, I know at times I may get knocked down or even doubt my ability, but I'll look in the mirror and say, I'm wonderful. With humility. Now, we're supposed to respect everyone with different choices, beliefs, and hues, but who gives a damn about a fat girl's blues? Full-figured potential. My name is Tamika Harper, also known as Georgia Me, Queen of Spoken Word, Emmy, Tony Kaumba Peabody Award-winning international spoken word artist from the west side of Atlanta. I define what spoken word is as someone who is able to master the craft of delivery, and that can come in many forms, whether it is being a speaker as in a preacher, a lecturer or teacher, a comedian, a poet, a singer, anyone who has mastered the art of spoken word where they are able to deliver and capture an audience. And I got into spoken word just by happenstance. I wrote a poem, shared it with a coworker, and she said, you need to go share this at a club in Atlanta called Mecca. I went to that club with paper in hand, shaking, started doing what is perceived now as spoken word, reading my poetry, and it's been a great journey since '98.
Is this my only choice? My hood is a war zone. A lot of people don't condone the way I live. But what choice do they give? Get a job, pay taxes, try to be so-called right, but steady in my back of axes, chopping me down like a tree, feeling like Kunta, but you say I'm free? I know this is where I'm from, but here am I destined to die. I wanted to soar but couldn't fly. Clipped with my wings when I was labeled bad. Called me a bastard because I have no dad. Instilled is this rage, I can only be mad. Seeing images on TV, all the fun they had. Going on vacations, college graduations and Sunday brunches. Serene strip parks and lighting after dark and free school lunches was my reality. All that I could see, so of course a hustler's what I wanted to be. Hey, I like to ball tax-free. Work for only me. Play cat and mouse for 12 crooked-ass cops can go to hell, shaking me down for my cheese, placing me down on my knees, telling me to freeze, mother, father, please. Can't be ghetto fabulous working at KFC or holding down a shift at a warehouse 3 to 3. I can't fade all that work with little compensation. You can call me lazy, but you don't know my situation. This all I ever known. To this game I have grown. Thought I had no choice, was told I had no voice. When hoarse from trying to be heard, told my dreams are absurd. To keep my dreams alive, I constantly smoke herb. Is this my only choice?
Being a spoken word artist, once you have established your name, the work is in getting work. That is where the bulk of the effort comes in, because once you create a demand by giving outstanding performances and moving people, you are, as you know, in the street terms, they say good dope, where people want you to come back. And I'm very blessed to have a steady stream of gigs on at any given moment. I could be in Alaska, I could be in Dayton, Ohio, Sacramento, Miami. Thank God for Alabama and Florida, because they keep me eating, and that is real. It's just about giving people an experience as a spoken word artist, not just about what you wrote on paper. It's how it transcends to the audience, and it's got to be entertaining, uplifting, enlightening. There are several different components to being a master spoken word artist, and for me, my biggest goal as a spoken word artist is to show the world the industry of spoken word, and to create an industry that is respected and viable and has a legacy that lasts way beyond my existence. And that's my charge. That's what I wake up every day focused on. And I would like to get to the point where I got that machine going where I could just write and just learn poems and just share them, but there needs to be compensation, and that's what our industry is lacking. People don't have the respect or reverence for this art form to pay it appropriately, and I'm here to make them pay. You know, Jay-Z say, I'm gonna get it for the Cold Crush, I'm gonna get it for Nicki and the Last Poets. You understand me? That's what I'm about. Being chosen for Def Poetry Jam, the television show on HBO, I was chosen out of 3,900 tapes with over 10,000 people on them. And we were the first season, and we didn't know what was beginning. We had heard these rumors about Def Poetry. It was like a ghost. And then when it finally happened, it was amazing. It was poets being respected and treated in a beautiful manner, not just as I like to say, they treat this art form like the parsley on the plate when we the steak. You understand me? And they treated us royally. We was right amongst all these great artists and actresses and activists and just icons. Being a part of Def Poetry Jam, the TV show, was amazing. Then being chosen to be a Catalyst member for the Broadway show, I just can't thank God enough. I seen Hazel and Whoopi Goldberg specials on HBO on Broadway, and I told God, I told my father, I want to be on Broadway, and here I am. And to go from being on Broadway for 8 weeks to being extended for 8 months, and then getting nominated for a Tony, and then winning and performing at the Tony Awards twice. That's never been done in history. Never in the history of Broadway has a show been written and performed by its players, the entire cast. And it was a cast of America, the diversity that Def Poetry Jam on Broadway presented, and how our show brought the world together every night. So that was unbelievable. It was perfect for me, because I'm a We Are the World type girl, you know what I'm saying? So I can't thank God enough to be on the visibility of it, to not only see your name in lights on Broadway, but to walk to the train station and see your face, or on the back of buses and cabs, and doing all the television you do, because we were the most applauded and best reviewed show in over 10 years on Broadway, and that still has not been done. You know, toot my own horn of my cast members, but we really worked hard, and people loved it. So I thank God that I was a part of that experience. So I look forward to doing Educated Gangster on Broadway, and similar reaction. Actually, much more powerful than what we did on Deaf Poetry, because it was just different stories. This is a direct mission. So one of my greatest joys and blessings is to actually get to perform before people I've admired my entire life, who I've had reverence for, who are part of why I am the way I am. Performing in front of Minister Farrakhan, unbelievable, powerful. I made him blush, and he loved my poetry, and to be called and summoned by Reverend Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. To some people, they might be charlatans, but to me, they are men with purpose. You understand me? They don't have to be on the front lines ever doing anything for anyone, but they choose to. So I take reverence in just the fact that they love my work and ask for me to speak. To share the stage with Nikki Giovanni and Sonia Sanchez, my idols, icons of literature. There aren't words enough. Sweet Honey and the Rock, I want to just, you know, they're artistic camp crew mission of women who, regardless of money or what people popularity, kept true to who they were, and they perform all over the world. So I just wanted to shout them out. Goody Mob, for me to be, I have to say Goody Mob, for me to be the host for their reunion. Remember Atlanta, where I got to host the whole night with Goody Mob and Kizzy Rock and DJ Jelly and Pastor Troy. As an ATLian, as a young black woman in Atlanta, Goody Mob allowed me to be free and know that I could be a scholar. I could be from the west side of Atlanta, the so-called hood, and not lose any aspect of who I am, love my people unapologetically, and make sure that I'm contributing to the world. They're the reason that I am who I am. So to perform and perform for them, it's just too many people. Most recently, let me say Harry Belafonte. Let me not forget Father. Harry Belafonte, one of the most outspoken artists who used his art to help progress our people. That did everything. Stevie Wonder, yes, God don't bless me. Tyrese with his fine self. Anyway, one of the most important people was Dr. Barbara King. Lord, let me tell you, Dr. Barbara King is the pastor of Hillside International Truth Center on Cascade, and her church has been around for over 40 years, and she was the first black woman to be a pastor, to be ordained a bishop in her ideology and the doctrine that she teaches, which is Baptist rooted. But back then, you couldn't be a pastor and be a woman. And she said, "Oh yes, I can." And I seen her when I was 9 years old. I remember going to her church with one of my best friends who told me her pastor was a woman. I was like, "What you mean?" I couldn't believe that I heard of evangelist, prophetess this, first lady that, soothsayers and everything else, but not a pastor. So to go see this woman, she's 6'4", first off, grand, intelligent, powerful, commanding, loving. I'm that. You know what I'm saying? She gave me that then, and I knew I could do it. So to be asked to honor her this year, where she was honoring Governor Roy Barnes, and I was speaking before Zenona Clayton and Hosea Williams' daughter, which everybody know I love me some Hosea Williams. Lord Jesus knows, I love all the activists that I grew up with. I grew up watching Hosea Williams and Alley Pat on Sunday night talk about what was going on in the city of Atlanta in a real way. I grew up where the people didn't just talk about it and complain. They made moves. It didn't matter if everybody got involved. You just do what you're supposed to do. My mama said to me a long time ago, because I've been an activist since I was 11 years old, always starting some group, trying to get somebody, help somebody, whatever. My mama said, "Baby, I ain't march, I ain't sit in, I ain't do one protest, but I sit at the front of the bus now. Don't worry about what everybody do. You do what you're supposed to do." So I'd rather be part of the mighty few that leads the stupid many, or I don't even want to say the stupid many, the scared many. I'm here to help you. I ain't scared. That's ATL. We ain't never scared.
The promised land. If Brooklyn,
Ain't nobody from Brooklyn?
if Brooklyn is the heart of America, Atlanta gots to be the soul. Where you from? Gots to be the South, no doubt. You can tell by the flow of my mouth, my southern twang, distinguished disposition, superior manners, inert intuition, the feeling of home whenever in my presence, for I reek of the essence of Atlanta. My whole life was right off Martin Luther King. My whole life I sang, we shall overcome. I knew I was one of those who would go down fighting, most likely through my writing and speaking, continuously seeking truth, letting my folks beware, but never afraid, because destiny is laid. Knowing all you can give is showing others how to live. I learned that from King. Such a simple thing, living with no fear. I was fed that right here. Shit, how the hell I'm gonna be scared? My grandmother's grandmother was a slave. Rape and reoccurring resignation, no one could save her or stop her from engraving survivor on the road she paved. 4 generations later, I stand unscathed. Call me brave, but it just runs through my veins, the pain and the triumph of Camille Bell. I remember the killings in the ATL. There was a blameless kid named Wayne, but we ATLs who claimed to the Klan for most of those slain. Stone Mountain, where the Ku Klux was created, now invaded by affluent Nubians and Mexican natives. While other kids stay jaded, we stay elated off the excellence of Monica Kaufman on Channel 2. You never know how she gonna have her do. I saw her one year at the Sweet Auburn Festival. You know, the famous avenue where Ebenezer Baptist Church is located. Never been in, real hard to get through. ATL, we love Dr. King. The King family, another issue. And who knew a city that feels like a neighborhood could host the Olympic Games? I'll tell you who, Maynard Jackson and Andrew Young, they did the damn thing. See, being from here, I knew I could do whatever I wanted as long as I had a plan. See, being from here, I knew I could do whatever I wanted as long as I know I am. See, being from here, I knew I could do whatever I wanted as long as my mission, I understand. I thank God I'm from the promised land, ATL.
The groups that I'm involved in and that I've helped with or worked for or work with, or it's a long list. I work with FTP, Feed the People, For the People. There's a group of young brothers named We Sow Us who do activism in the community by clothing and feeding the hungry. I definitely am a member of Lift Up Atlanta, another organization that helps with feeding the homeless and providing different things that they need. I do so much. I speak to different schools all the time. I'm the official voice for Saving Our Daughters, a project done by Curtis Benjamin in honor of his daughter that speaks to young women about self-esteem and being positive in this world where the world makes you feel like you're less, especially little black girls. I would have to go look at my own list for all the things that I'm involved in and that I participate in and that I work for and that I promote. Any way that you can serve. You know, people always talk about Jesus. I don't say talk about Jesus, be Jesus. The best way to serve God is to serve his children. So anything anyone needs from me that I can do, I will make a way to. And I feel like as an artist, that's your honor. That's a small way to pay back for the gift that God gave you of giving you a gift. That's what I always try to impress upon artists when they talk about, oh, I ain't got no money, or oh, they want to complain. God gave you a gift. People don't wake up in the morning and just have a gift. People don't just, because they're doing their job, get claps and standing ovations because he drove me to my destination or she taught my baby today. You know what I'm saying? They don't get claps, we get claps. So we got to figure out ways to serve God in every which way, to serve the people, to serve. It is the best feeling. It's a double blessing. So that's the activism, just me being me. I've always been like this. You can ask every teacher, every friend. I ain't never seen Green Mile, but I get called John Coffee all the time. But I know that's because I feel, you know, that's what it is. It ain't because I'm big and black, it's because I feel. Okay, all right. Ask God for what you want and know you deserve it. I asked God about having my own day after being in Chicago, and it was Kanye West Day. And I was like, oh yeah, God, Kanye deserves a day. He do everything. He is amazing. He's so talented. Then I was in Chicago a couple years later, and it was Jennifer Hudson Day. But I was like, now hold on, God. Now she did number one movie there. It really wasn't far from what she really act like. So, but anyway, she deserved her day. I love J. Hud. So I come home after doing a show in Miami. This is crazy. I shouldn't even say that, I shouldn't admit this, but I had the same clothes on at my show, got on the flight, stayed up all night, went to go get honored by the beautiful sisters of Delta Sigma Theta. They was giving me the Kaumba Award, which is given to an artist who has, contributed greatly to their community and to society at large. And I get there, and it's like, I'm thinking I'm being honored with other people. No, it's me. They're all honoring me, and they got kids singing, and there's a portrait of me, and my friends giving testimonies. I'm like, wow, this is so great. Oh my God, and I didn't get sick or anything. People don't get honored unless something bad happened, So I was like, thank you, Jesus. And then next thing you know, they came out with 4 proclamations. One from the city of Atlanta, one from East Point, one from College Park, and one from Fulton County, declaring May 4th, Tamika GA Me Haper Day, for all the things that I've done in my community, for all the things I've done in my art form. And I'm very grateful, very honored, like, wow, I only told Jesus and God. They were the only ones. And for it to happen, wow. So then, what do you do with a day? And me and my friends sitting around talking, and one of my friends said, we should do a cookout. I said, oh, we should do a real real West Side ATL, which is caravanning. I don't know if people do that in other cities where everybody just link up and follow each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just ride around the city, blasting music, kicking it, and I was like, do what I do, read and pray. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna do. But then my friend, Nikki Wade, said, I've always wanted to do something in the vein of Little Fair, but call it the Tamika Fair. And I was like, the Tamika Fair? She said, yeah, well, it's all women entertainers, and we just, black women entertainers. And I was like, but I want the brothers to be involved, and I want the kids to be involved. I don't want it just to be women. So then went from 1 day to 3 days the first year. And then it went from 3 days to 5 days to 8 days, and it became Tamika Festival. And we're heading into our 8th year, and it's gonna be amazing. We already got confirmation that I get to the blessing of honoring the last poets. And there's so many different artists that I have honored. Like, I've honored Kilo Ali, I've honored Big Rube, I've honored Rodney Perry, I've honored Jessica Caramore, I've honored Black Ice, I've honored Abyss, Cola Rum, I've honored Queen Sheba, I've honored so many people. I just can't even think of all the people, but so many people. Millie Jackson, Escape, Goody Mob, people who mean something to me. You understand me? Who mean something to the progression of our people. You don't have to be grand. Everybody ain't Beyonce, but just because you ain't Beyonce don't mean you ain't beautiful. You feel me? So I'm looking for Mojo right now. Anybody know what Mojo is? That's a whole nother movement. Please, somebody help me find Mojo. Mojo was the first rapper in Atlanta. But Mojo just wasn't a rapper in Atlanta. People don't know. He was a music teacher at Kennedy Camp. And he taught me about Elton John and soundtracks and musicals and put all that theatrics in me. He did that. And I want people to know Mojo. So anyway, that's what Tamika Festival is. It's about the exalting of every aspect of who we are as a people, unapologetically. We have a welcome on the first day. Laughter is good for the soul. We have a day party, High Museum, or the Apex. Culture is heavily impressed upon. We're all about just expression and freedom. We have an all-female showcase, Queendom Come, an all-male showcase, More Than a Conqueror. And then we have a family affair. We might have any kind of production from Coochie Chronicles to Educated Gangster to total art exhibit with just poets who are painters also. Anything is possible. So that's the Tamika Festival. I hope to see you one of these years, because we're going to go on forever. This your girl, Tamika Harper, also known as Georgia Me, the queen of spoken word. And for everything in my world, you can go to Georgia Me, the poet. That's GeorgiameThepoet.com for everything Georgia Me, from Adam's Rib to Educated Gangster, Tamika Festival, Lady Girl Productions, Righteous Workshop, the Hood Scholarship, you name it, we got it. I love you all. Don't let the devil in them stop the God in you.